right, so your doctor told you PMOS, PCOS, insulin resistance is the reason why you are not losing weight. Let me give you an alternative perspective from somebody who I'm a health nutrition coach, but also I've lived this. I have done all the diets. I've done all the workouts. I've done all of the things under the sun. However, up until a couple years ago, I was able to figure it out, had a baby, and then I was able to lose 65 pounds postpartum with the same framework that I have figured out works for me and works for so many other women as well. So let me go through it with you, and hopefully by the end of this video, you understand a little bit more and have some answers to hopefully help you navigate what you're going through, because I know it's frustrating when you're doing every single thing and there's so much information out there and you're not getting actual answers or actual ways to get to where you want to go. The number one thing that you're probably hearing is cut calories. While yes, macros play an important role in the overall energetics of the body in losing weight. However, with somebody with insulin resistance or PMOS, it's not that simple. And the reason why it's not that simple is because if you're dealing with insulin resistance, your body is having a hard time utilizing the insulin that is the hormone that is supposed to be regulating your blood sugar. And when your blood sugar is not regulated, your body is going to essentially go on pause with the fat burning and focus on dealing with the insulin, dealing with the high blood sugar that is in your bloodstream, rather than the actual fat burning process. It has to pick its battles, and it's obviously going to focus on balancing that blood sugar and creating as much insulin as possible to lower that blood sugar so you are stable. It's a survival thing. So fat loss is going to come second. So that's why it's very important that, especially in my Bloom programs, we focus on the root cause. And number one of those being is managing your blood sugar, because it makes such a difference when you are dealing with insulin resistance versus not. So if you're cutting calories without addressing the insulin resistance side of things, it's going to be easier for you to start craving calories and having these late night cravings that you didn't probably have before. So you have to focus on the insulin resistance, then the MAC. Number 2, exercise. Yes, again, there's an energy expenditure there. It's very vital. There's the 80-20 rule, but if you are spiking your cortisol all the time, your body is naturally stressed from the insulin resistance, then your body is not going to care about how much activity that you are doing unless you are walking literally 20 million steps a day and doing intense amount of workouts. Your body is going to hold on to fat. It is not going to care what kind of workout that you're doing if your body is constantly in this cortisol spiking state. So focusing on more steady state cardio, focusing on leveling your insulin levels, focusing on less things that are attacking or making your body stress so much is going to change the game for. And then the third thing that you probably have heard is that it's genetics. And I hear this all the time, especially when it comes to practically anything out there. While yes, genetics play a massive role in our hormones as human beings. However, there are studies that show that genetics are a gene that are determined based off of environmental factors and then obviously passed down. So really a lot of the things that you're eating, the stuff that you're taking in, how much sunlight you're getting, how much sleep you're getting, like these things that play a role into your genetics, that you can normalize what is actually happening in your body. So I would not use the genetics as an excuse thing. While yes, it plays a role, but it's not the end all be all that it's made out to be. And this is why in my Bloom programs, I talk a lot about the root cause. And then you go down into the macros and the working out and the other sides of the fat loss equation. But you always have to start at the top, and nobody starts at the top in most programs. You need to start at what are you actually dealing with in your day-to-day? What are you coming from? What is your genetics? What's in your pantry? What do you have access to? What do you have access to? Either way, end all be all, I have my Bloom in 30 program or my Bloom in 90 one-on-one coaching Those are linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this answers something for you. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and I will see you soon. Bye.